Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. Maria Georgas was set to be the next Bachelorette, and all rumors said that she actually was probably already filming. Well, now we hear from her mouth that she was the Bachelorette. She was in preparation, going through wardrobe. All the men were picked for her season, and then she didn't give the producers her rose and final permission, and she withdrew as the Bachelorette. What a wild story. I'm going to share it. She was on one of the biggest podcasts out there. No, not Bachelor Rush Hour. She was on the Call Her Daddy podcast. And by the way, I'm glowing and sweating on my end. I just had my nice morning shower, and I just couldn't wait to get this story out. I'm going to be going live right after this at 9 Central Time. That's 10 a.m. East Coast, 7 a.m. West Coast. I'm going to have a multi-hour live stream this morning to celebrate my birth. That's what you do in today's world. You go online on your birthday. But I'll be there, and you can come watch as we go over some wild new evidence. And when I say wild, I mean the biggest of evidence that proves that there was fraud in this Clayton Echard case. Not that we needed this evidence, but it is what some people call just the final nail in the coffin. So either way, we're going to get into this. I have two different clips to share from Maria. Let's do this. Let's play this first one. Oh, you know what? Why don't we start from right here? We've got Maria being welcomed into the Call Her Daddy community in the most dramatic way possible by doing the splits. If I could do this, maybe she would have me on the show, but I can't, so here we are. So the Call Her Daddy podcast, if you don't know, is one of the biggest out there, one of the biggest female voices in the world, really. I'm going to share two different clips. This first one on the Instagram, and then the next one will address why she declined the Bachelorette role. Have a listen.
What is going on in your dating life? Are you single?
I'm so single.
Okay.
I'm so single. I just want someone to come up to me while I'm grocery shopping or at a bookstore, even though I don't read.
What has been your longest relationship?
Oh, bitch, you're gonna call me right out. I have never had anything long term. Don't cheat on your girlfriend, because one day she's gonna live to tell the tale.
How did you find out he cheated?
Oh, bitch. I'm an FBI agent. I wanted to know what he was dealing with, so I made out with her one night. I love women. I love men. I love men more. But it's fine.
So let me just get this right. She was cheated on by a guy she was seeing. So she ended up making out with the girl to see what she was working with. All right, you got me hooked.
I have more tea.
Oh my God, it just keeps flowing. Why did you always want to be on The Bachelor?
I had friends on the show.
Are you insinuating you've romantically dabbled with people on the show?
This is tea. So I'm gonna be honest with something. I just felt like I needed a way out. And so I used Jen kissing him in that moment as an excuse to leave.
Were you offered the role as Bachelorette?
I have been trying my hardest to stay silent about this, but I think that I have to be honest.
All right. Whenever a woman says I have to be honest, it's about to get ugly. Okay, come on. I'm just kidding. If I'm being honest, as Caitlin Bristow once said to us, please, don't start now. Be honest. So either way, we've got Maria here saying she left Joey's season and used a kiss that he had with Jen as an excuse to leave. I don't really know that much. There's gonna be a lot of diving into a lot of what's going on here. But this is huge. This is huge, by the way, for the Bachelor producers to get for Call Her Daddy to do this interview. What we're going to find out in the next clip is that Call Her Daddy was supposed to be the podcast that Maria did to announce the Bachelorette role. Obviously, that didn't happen, so it took a month or change, and then now she's here to share her story. Does she have permission to go on this podcast from the Bachelor producers? My guess is yes, although I will say what they normally do is a $20,000 fine if you go on an unapproved show. If they want to fine you, it's $20,000. That's what the number has been in the past. I have to tell you, Alex Cooper makes $30+ million a year. So a $20,000 fine would be like if you or I asked for the guacamole at Chipotle. Probably actually less than that. It'd be like if we asked for a, the 50 cent cheese extra on the Big Mac. I mean, it means nothing. So it could be that this podcast was unapproved, which would be hilarious, just knowing that in the modern age of media, a company like The Bachelor, owned by ABC and Disney, wouldn't be able to control some of their voices, even if people signed NDA. I don't believe that's the case. My guess is the Bachelor producers knew Maria was going to need to talk, so they put her on quite essentially the biggest platform ever. Is Call Her Daddy as big as shows like Joe Rogan? No, but it's more aligned with the Bachelor demographic. It's probably the largest podcast or any media you could go on. And of course, with all the hype surrounding Maria and not speaking for the last month and people wondering, is she being silenced? Well, now we have the answer. All right, I'm going to play for you her, what she said in depth about why she turned the show down when I guess filming may have already started.
You offered the role as Bachelorette.
If I'm going to be in this world, like I have to be honest, especially with the people who have supported me. And the answer is yes. Yeah, I was offered the role. I mean, it was mine until I said it wasn't, to the point where I was doing fittings. Like it was set in stone.
Now, Kayla was also doing fittings when she was supposed to be the Bachelorette, which I believe ended up being JoJo. Do I have that right? So fittings definitely happen, but it does seem in this case like she was good to go. Although it was also looking like Daisy might have been the Bachelorette. I guess the question is, who turned it down first? Did Daisy turn it down so then they asked Maria? Did Maria turn it down so then they asked Daisy? My guess is, here's my guess. Maria turns it down, then they scramble to ask Daisy, and that's why on the After the Final Rose they had actual Daisy flowers out there. I don't know how it all went down. Either way, Jen was their third choice. That's just the way it is. People got upset when I was talking about this as if I have anything to do with it. Jen probably is a good Bachelorette. I mean, we're going to have to wait and see. I'll be the first to hype it up. I obviously have a vested interest in wanting the show to do well. I just thought Maria would have been pretty volatile in all the best ways. Jen might be twice as messy, twice as good. She might be the female pilot Pete. We'll have to see.
Bringing up Jen and all of this, like, she was one of my closest girls in the house, and she was always verbalizing how badly she wanted this. And when everyone around me was so supportive of me being in this position and everyone wanted this for me, I kind of took a second. I'm like, why am I not happy?
So not happy with the pressures that come with it. By the way, I kind of feel like people who get into political office should be people that don't want to be in politics. Does that make sense? Like, we should have a president who doesn't want to be the president. You know what I mean? Like, put it this way. Do I want to be the center of attention when it comes to all of the evidence I'm sharing regarding the Clayton Echard paternity scandal? And in hindsight, now I'm getting sued for defamation? No, I'd rather not be in that scenario, but I was bestowed that responsibility. And how do I relate it back to this? My point being, maybe the best Bachelorette should be somebody who doesn't want to be the Bachelorette. But either way, you can't blame people for wanting to further their career and be the center of attention. Don't we all want to cry on our birthday?
Why am I not excited about this? And it took me like realizing that it's just not my time, where I was like, guys, respectfully, I need to decline. I need to take a step back, because I know the extensive process it was to be on the show, right? So having a bunch of guys do the exact same thing and they're there for me, I didn't want to waste anyone's time. Yeah, it was hard for me to.
And maybe she's just not ready to get engaged and settle down. Maybe she's realizing she's in her hot girl era. She wants to be out there mingling, maybe date some celebrities. I mean, she went to Stagecoach and Shawn Mendes and her followed each other. Guys, come on. No offense to the dudes that they cast for this current season of The Bachelor. And ain't Shawn Mendes.
Kind of jump right back into it, honestly.
I think I can be honest. Like, you were about to come on the show and we were going to announce you as the Bachelorette. What, like a month ago?
Yep.
And that, I remember I was going to have you on like a Monday. And on like Sunday, I get the call, like, Maria went back to Toronto.
Yeah.
What were those like next few days like once you turned it down?
When I say that I just wanted to come back home, back to reality, and just take time off from all of this, like, I meant it. And I think people saw that and recognized that I wasn't posting as much and like I was not speaking on things, because as much as like I wanted my time off, but I also wanted Jen to have her moment. She is the most perfect Bachelorette in my eyes. If like I couldn't think of anyone better to do this.
And by the way, Maria did everything she could to give Jen her moment. There was just a large audience that wanted Maria to be the Bachelorette, and it was important for them to share their emotions. And if they're being honest, they were disappointed. Not in Jen, but because they didn't get Maria. That's like saying, oh, we're going out to sushi tonight. And it's like, I love sushi. I'm so excited. And then all of a sudden they're like, actually, it's going to be lasagna. And they're like, no, I wanted sushi. And then a minute later, you're like, well, I like lasagna. Lasagna's fine. Let's do lasagna. That's not to relate people back to food, but you understand.
And she was so ready for it. And that was enough for me to kind of say, yeah, it's not my time.
Why did you turn it down?
What people saw on their screens was only the half of what I kind of went through in the house. Like, yes, did I have time off before it aired? Yes. But again, everything was so like, I was so anxious throughout the whole thing.
The producers flew too close to the sun. The old Greek mythology involving Icarus and his wax wings melting because he got too greedy. That's right. That's what we're seeing here, folks. The Bachelor producers decided to get out the wrecking ball and destroy Maria's soul. And then they're like, all right, let's get you up. Come on, you're going to be the Bachelorette. Let's put you through wardrobe. And she's going through wardrobe like, oh, I'm just not ready. And they did this. Congratulations, producers. You overproduced The Bachelor to the point the most interesting lead of the last decade decided she doesn't want it. Awesome. Good work, guys.
And I get it. It would have been my own show. It would have been me kind of having like more control over things. But again, like it's so isolating being in there and having to be alone in that. And I wasn't comfortable. I wasn't just mentally prepared for it.
I think what you're doing, more people should take note of is like, you're not running for the clout and the fame. Yeah. Like there was an obvious answer of like, you would be on TV for another how many episodes and everyone would see your face and you'd be on posters and billboards and you prioritize it. You were like, I literally am so fucking anxious and I don't feel good. And I'm going to prioritize that over getting my bag to the right.
100%.
Well, that's what happens when you get universal health care. You get Canadians who value their health in front of everything else. Meanwhile, we're a fast food country. Like, go on the show, destroy your soul, get to 1 million Instagram followers. All right, I'll be live at 9 a.m. Central Time. I've got crazy content coming your way if you want to be a part of our birthday live stream. I'll also be on Patreon after that, patreon.com/Dave Neal. We'll see you then.